Is it too early to start breeding British birds? Stay tuned and find out why I've got mine down here. Welcome back to the Birdroom. I'm Shane from Direct Bird Products, and as you can see behind me, our breeding season is well underway. But firstly, I'll start with a few things that I've been asked, especially while I was up at Stafford, but more on Stafford as the episode progresses. It's going to be nice and short today, just because I feel like absolute rubbish after Stafford and come away feeling a bit worse for wear. One of the main questions I was asked is the nest pans I'm using, and we sold out on these particular ones at Stafford. We had them in orange. The reason I use these is because they hang on the front a lot easier, and they're a lot easier to access and to look at your young ones while they're in the nest. And for me, anything that makes my job easier while breeding birds, disturbing the birds less, is onto a winner. So when I'm preparing these, inside obviously got a nest felt, and I use carbolic soap inside, and I've said this many a time, it just helps stick the nest felt in there. And underneath the bottom is Vaseline petroleum jelly. Any type will do, the cheaper the better, easy to spread on the bottom. But obviously while you're using this over the period of the breeding season, your carbolic soap may become harder, as in time when, I don't know, a month down the line when you're not used it all. Simple way, don't throw it away, just stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds and it'll be back to a pasty mix that you can use again. So just bear that in mind, because I know in the past I've done the same, and the carbolic soap when I first mix it is perfect, and over time it does become hard. So 30 seconds in the microwave, jobs are good and can use it again. As you can see behind me, there is a number of birds. In fact, all of the fives at some point have been on eggs. Some, to my mistake, was going to be clear, where I put two hens together, and that's the mistakes of having singing hens, I suppose. So obviously the eggs were clear, and this particular one that I thought was a cock bird, I'd run over 3 or 4 hens throughout the period, never seen him trade, run him in there, thought it was a cock bird, took him out later and transferred him again, and trying to strike him that way, but it never happened, resulting in clear eggs. Not this time though, because I've figured it out. On the others, we have a number of nests with chicks in. We've got about 30 young ones so far, but we had a number of eggs also. While I was up at Stafford, my daughter was looking after the birds. Came back and there was a number of dead in shell, but that's just down to me. I totally forgot to tell her to open the windows to let some air transfer through. But you can't do everything. You can't try and work and rely on others to do the job that you do day in day out and think about this type of thing. So no loss, beginning of the season anyway, so something I can rectify later on. As I mentioned in the beginning though, is it too early to breed British birds? Now a lot will say yes, but there's a theory behind it, and not just that, I'll explain from the outset. So I condition all my birds together, whether it be the canaries or the British birds and the fly, to get the same amount of daylight hours and the same conditioning as in silk seed. And this will automatically bring them into condition if the light levels are set at an optimal level. Mine are on about 13.5 hours at the moment, and that is enough in itself to bring the birds in condition. So don't be mistaken if you see, like I've seen over the last few weeks, birds dropping eggs on the floor. So is it too early for British birds? No, not at all, not in the slightest way. The greenfinch, I did mention it in the last episode, laying eggs on the floor. Put the eggs up, took the eggs off the cage floor and put them under a canary, and so it hatched, and it's obviously a greenfinch chick. So what I did in the flight that's behind me, as you will see, I put the nest site in and thrown them in the flight, and obviously she went to nest straight away, and now she's on chicks. So we'll see how that works out. But also in this flight here, as you will see, there's a greenfinch sat on eggs. She's got 5 eggs. All 5 are clear. I checked them yesterday, so it's full steam ahead with the British birds. Bear in mind, it's only the greenfinches at this stage, nothing else. Another 2 flight cages. I've got greenfinches in there. Same thing again. They're dropping eggs on the floor like there's no tomorrow. So I've put nest sites in for them, but I wasn't actually ready for the British birds at this point anyway. But we'll see what happens with them. But all in all, there's a reason I've put them down at this time of year, and not just that they're dropping on the floor. A few months ago I was speaking to a professor in aviculture. Now there was a question I wanted to know. Is last couple of years my second round of birds has always been quite, not terrible, but not as good as the first round. And my first round usually is early on in the year when the temperature is not too hot. And his answer to the question was, well, you're always going to get a better round when the weather is colder, because the fertility in birds is always going to be better in colder temperatures than it is in hotter temperatures. And it goes on to tell me that the fact that all the birds, no matter what type of birds, the reproductive system is on the inside of a bird, not the outside. So if it's hotter, then the bird itself, the temperature of the bird, the reproductive system inside the bird is going to be basically shit. Sorry, excuse my French, but it's not going to work, because obviously it's hotter. It makes total sense. I know in farming, I know there's quite a few farmers that do watch our channel, and with sheep and stuff like that, it's the same type of scenario where if it's too hot, whatever the male sheep is, I know my mate Jamie will tell me, they're obviously non-productive, so it doesn't work. So basically, in a nutshell, in a cooler temperature, the bird's reproductive system will work a lot better than it is when it's hotter. So the answer to my question was, basically, that's when I start off, maybe March time, that the temperature's cooler outside, so you get more of a yield out of the birds. When it hot, so second round, the temperature is hotter, therefore the eggs are becoming, you might get 1 or 2 eggs that are full rather than a full clutch. Makes sense when you think about it, but it's something that I overlooked. Just before I carry on, there's something I just want to address, and I see this quite often on a number of different channels, when I've been around to friends' places and seen their birds, and it's something that I always point out to people without sounding rude. Drinkers here, this is the correct way to have your drinkers, believe it or not. Not this. Not on top of your perch. Anyone that's watching, don't take this the wrong way, but every time a bird perches on that perch, it's knocking the water out. Not only that, when it hots up, the mite will hide underneath the drinker itself. I mean, years ago, when I used to have the little stumpy drinkers on top of the perch, the mite always used to be underneath them. So if you put it at the side of the perch itself, you're not going to get mite underneath, and you're not going to get water everywhere every time a bird jumps on the perch. Bear that in mind. Anyone that is watching often wonders. Anyway, enough of that tips for today, because that's all you're going to get out of me for today in tips, because I'm not making this too long, because like I said, I feel a bit rubbish. Over the last few weeks, like I said, we've got a number of chicks and eggs hatching. There's one down here just feeding right now. Say it was the green line. The green line's been the most productive line, and that is one that I know of, because it's one that I originally started with. The youngling so far from them have been really good, and I know the cock birds feed the young absolutely no problem at all. The other colours, like the variegated and the clears, Ones that I'm working on, so it's still a bit of learning to do on them yet. What I try to do is in the top row put all the lighter birds, so like the buff ends and the variegated buffs up the top, and obviously the yellows, the yellow ends with the buff cocks down here. And as you can probably see, there's more pairs now, only because the ones over that side are the ones I missed, and I'm trying to strike these ones, such as this one here, this one here, and this one here. Is all that was clear where I'd missed them, and the ones that have got chicks are the ones that what the cockbirds were left with them. I'm not bothered about the birds becoming bonded with them. It's never really bothered. It's never really bothered. I can usually take a cock out and put it into another, and if he's fit enough, he will tread her straight away. The bottom two rows itself are my dark lines, and a fawn end that I bred down there this year. She's on chicks, so what are they, about 5 days old now? So fingers crossed they'll carry on to grow and do well. But like I said, the majority of the chicks these so far are the greens. We've got one here, which is a single chick. Actually, it's a single clear bird. So that's one that obviously I caught the last egg when I got him in there and realised she'd already gone down to nest, and he ate her straight away, and obviously resulted in one egg in there. So what I'll do later on, I won't leave that chicken there. It's 2 days old now, so I'll wait for that to catch up, and I'll swap it over and put it into a nest where there's 2 or 3 in there and let her go to nest again. I think it's pointless leaving a nest with just one chicken there. It doesn't do them any good, and over time the hen will just become bored just feeding one chick, I found. So may as well just put it under another nest and let them bring it up and let them go to the nest again. Makes total sense anyway. It's going to be quick while I'm over here. So basically, the white that you've seen in my Elves edition, the Canary Room, the sister to the one that obviously I gave to Matt is up here. She's on chicks now, so we'll see how she gets on over the next coming weeks. And it's the same thing as what Matt said, it's the development of a white line that they can try and progress with later on down the line. And got another couple of whites or allied to whites that we're working on, which I'll show you over the coming weeks, and try and produce something really nice for the show bench anyway. So the progress so far in the shed has not all been plain sailing, like I said before. Missing striking a cock over various ends is not what I usually do. I usually run pairs. Excuse me. I usually run pairs of birds instead of striking one cock over 3 or 4 ends. It hasn't really worked out that well this year for me, but I'll get the hang of it as time goes on. But there is various stages of birds, whether it be just starting to lay or just building up ready to lay, and at least that point I can run the cock birds in with the relevant ends of what needs to be. So far as the other British birds in the other part of the shed or in the flight cages, there's not that really much to say. We have got some new additions which you'll see in the next episode. Nothing new that we haven't had in the past, but obviously I haven't got time to get the cages ready for them yet, as the time is straight after Stafford and one thing or another. So you'll see them in the next episode, along with the chaffinches and the mules and hybrid pairs, and more to see on that in the later episodes. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Like I said, I feel absolutely terrible, but it doesn't stop. Anyone knows who breeds birds, no matter how crap you do feel, you still have to attend to your birds, whether it be just putting a bit of fresh food and water on for them. We're all do the same, I know we do. But anyway, thanks for watching everybody. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit a like if you are liking what we're doing, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget, I'm hoping to do it every single day. I've got plenty of videos, whether it be new videos or old videos. We all do it. We take videos of us birds, and I've done it for a number of years. And I'll be uploading some short videos onto YouTube every day if I can. And just keep an eye on them. And there's some mules and hybrids that I've had in the past. Plenty to see. Just like I said, they're going to snippets of videos, 10-15 seconds. Because I've got them there, why not share them? Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry it's short and sweet, but I thought I'd just give you a quick update. Thanks for watching.